You can't buy confidence, you can only earn it. And you can earn it in anything you want, as long as you know how. You don't need to make this overcomplicated. It's actually pretty simple. It takes 4 steps. And if you nail this cycle, confidence gets pretty easy. Step number 1, you need to know what you want. What do you want to be confident in? Is it martial arts? Is it social skills? Is it dancing? Is it writing? But you need to be specific. Because if you just say, I want to get confident, that gives you no direction. And when you have no direction, you will get lost. Because getting confident in writing will not help your confidence if you got in some sort of confrontation in town. And for that reason, your goal and knowing what you want is vital before you take the next step. That leads me on to step number 2, and this is action. This is where you are now, and this is where you want to be. And normally people don't even get close because they don't take that step. Something's stuck. There's a barrier that you don't want to jump over, and that barrier is fear. And that first step, it doesn't have to be perfect, you just have to start. But if you're unsure of how to take action, I've got a free email sequence below with 30 simple ways that you can fight your fear and overcome it. However, if you want a full step-by-step system with coaching to build confidence in 8 weeks, I've got a paid program that will guide you every step of the way, and that is the second link. And that moves me on to step number 3, and this is reflecting on the results. Because you can act and you can act and you can act, but if you don't improve, your confidence won't improve. So when you're reflecting, you need to ask yourself, what worked, what didn't work, and what can I do better next time? And this sets you up for success. It sets you up for improvement. Because if you're not asking those questions after each situation, what can I do to be better? What can I do differently in that situation? How are you going to improve? It's just a cycle of doing the same thing over and over again. And if you've not improved your confidence within a certain field, that is probably why. You need to reflect and ask yourself the questions. Use that insight to get you on that next step onto the ladder. And that leads me on to repeating the process. Because you don't go to the gym, do 2 bicep curls and think, I'm gonna have big biceps. You get it by doing repetition after repetition after repetition. And that's the same with this cycle. In order to build the confidence, you need to repeat it, and repeat it plenty and plenty of times. But not by doing the same thing, by using what you've learned in the reflection stage, and when you repeat it and put action into play, you use what you learnt previously. And this will help you do it again, but do it smarter, stronger, and do it with more confidence. And you won't feel the confidence within the first cycle, or even the second cycle. But after you've gone through 5 cycles, 10 cycles, you will feel the confidence build up. And this cycle will help you in any area of your life. It is a formula. It's not for one particular thing. Now, I'm going to give you an example. And this example is my story. This is how I started martial arts. My goal was to protect myself. I didn't want to be scared in confrontation anymore. I didn't want to be scared if someone came up to me by the scruff of the neck and started on me. I wanted to be brave and I wanted to be capable. Step number 1, and that was going to the gym. It was going through that front door and taking that leap over the barrier and taking action. And a result of me going to the gym for the first time, on my first ever session, I got choked out. And I got choked out numerous times, but I kept getting choked out with a rear naked choke. So my reflection was, I kept getting choked with a rear naked choke. How do I get out of this so I can't get choked with that submission anymore? After the session, I asked, what are the defensive moves to prevent this submission from happening? They showed me some moves. So then when I went to repeat it and go to the gym the following week, when I got caught in that position again, I used those defensive moves that I'd been taught to get out of the rear naked. And it worked straight away. But I did get caught in another choke straight away after that, and that was the D'Arce choke. But it was progress. I didn't know how to defend a rear naked choke before. I gained confidence from escaping that position the next time. And then when I got caught in the D'Arce choke, I learnt that. And it was a continuous cycle of improving my confidence within martial arts. And that's the same with improving your skills. It's just going through this cycle. Because as your skills improve, your confidence follows suit. And like I said at the start, confidence cannot be bought. It can only be earned. and it can be earned through this cycle by knowing your goal, acting, reflecting on the results, and repeating the process. If you're struggling to take action and take that first step, I'll give you 30 ways to help with the process. That is the first link below, and that is completely free. But if you want to commit and want an 8-week transformation of getting confident and getting coached by myself, check out my paid program, which is the second link below. And also, YouTube's a pretty smart bugger, so you should probably watch this.